we're going to do is we're going to price an Alfa Romeo Stelvio. And we're going to do it on their main site. So I'm going to keep this moving nice and smooth so that this way I could take you to the drive video. So basically, as you know, there's the Alfa Romeo Giulia, which I already made a video driving back when it first was released. And right now they have leasing deals for these where they start at about close to $40,000, but you can lease them for about $399 a month. And for these people who constantly argue, oh yeah, well, if you lease a car, you don't own it, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You don't own it if you finance it either. You don't own a car until the balance from the bank says zero. And the simple fact is, rich people, not that you know anything about this, but rich people do not finance most of their cars. They lease them, and there's a very simple reason why. First of all, they're avoiding the depreciation. And some people say, oh, yeah, well, you can't avoid the depreciation. It's already factored in. No. After that 3 years or 2 years or whatever is over, all you do is take it back and hand it back to the dealer, whether you liked it or not, and now it becomes their problem, and you get to wipe your hands, and you get to say, hey, you know what, maybe I want to keep this car a little longer. So at that point, they give you a finance. Or you say, you know what, I didn't like this BMW, I didn't like this Mercedes or whatever, so you know what I want to do? I want to go over to Fiat and I want to check out one of the Alfa Romeo Stelvios instead of getting me another GLA. And a Stelvio starts at $41,000. Well, guess what? Here, take this piece of shit GLA back, or take this stupid X4 back, or 5 or whatever, and I'm going to go over to Alfa Romeo, I'm going to get me a Stelvio. So guess what? Now, instead of being stuck with a car that's quickly depreciating, well, guess what? You get to just hand it back, and now it's their problem. So anyway, this is the Stelvio, starts at $41,995. This Stelvio, now there's 3 options, but one of them, as you know, has not become available yet. That's the Quadrifoglio. So you're dealing with slightly over 500 horsepower, and believe me, in this car, we're going to look at how much it weighs and all that because all the information's here. But I have to say, the 4-cylinder has its single turbo, makes close to 300 horsepower, and the damn thing is fast. And the last time I was surprised by a small engine like that was when I drove the Jaguar F-Pace. And I was surprised by its speed, despite the fact it was a relatively, it looked like it was a car that was typical, but the thing about it is it was pretty powerful. I was actually surprised by both of these cars. So they have the Stelvio and the Stelvio TI. So let's first look, let's say Discover. I want to just see the engine option just to show you. I'm going to keep this moving quick. So it says performance. Yeah, they have a 2.0 liter direct injection 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. And it has a top speed of 144 miles per hour. I have to say, these Alfa Romeos, man, these things are putting out some serious power. And this is the car that I'm going to drive in this video right here that I'm making. 280 horsepower, 306 pound-feet of torque. 8-speed automatic transmission, which is basically shared with the other FCA products pretty much. We all know this 8-speed. It's a damn good transmission. Shifts flawlessly. Fantastic. Now, let's go right back and let's take a look at that other one. What's that called? Where is it? The Stelvio TI starts at $2,000 more. Now this one, as you can see, this one, does it say what its performance is? Oh, okay, yeah. Same exact engine, a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 280 horsepower. Now, real quick, let's just take a look at what's coming up, which, I'll make videos of the Quadrifoglio later on. Let's see, Discover. And as you can see, performance, you can see all this yourself. 505 horsepower, 443 foot-pound of torque, 2.9 liter turbo engine. If FCA is going to start building Dodge's cars more like the Alfa Romeos, and they're going to end up being lighter, and they're going to end up having the same speed as the Alfa Romeos, I don't think anybody's really going to be disappointed. Because these things, I have to say, these damn things are fast. Now, 505 horsepower, that's slightly more than a 392 SRT, which is 485. But the beauty of it is that you're not using as much gasoline simply because you're dealing with a twin turbo V6 engine that's a little bit less than 3 liters. Most likely it's a 3-liter engine that has a shorter stroke, which is why you get like a little bit less displacement. But I have to say, Alfa Romeo cars are fast. And you normally, you know me, if I, you know me, I would just say it. It's like if I thought it was slow, I would say, shit, this thing is slow. But no, I have to say, Alfa Romeo is putting forward some pretty damn interesting vehicles at this point. And, you know, if you like the styling, I think the styling on the sides, it's a lot like what you see at Maserati. I really think it's the front end styling that you have to be sold on before you decide to buy it, because that front end styling, some people really like that front end, some people don't like it, but if you do like it, I think you'd be very, very happy with this car. And I really think that the front end styling works better on the Stelvio than it does on the Giulia, because the Giulia, it seems a little too crushed, but on the Stelvio, it feels expanded, and I really like that. So anyway, let's build a Stelvio TI. Okay, build and price is coming up. Let's build one real quick. I'm not going to do this too long. I just want to get this information here. Okay, so it starts at $41,995. Net price $41,240. So a lease for this is $425. Stelvio all-wheel drive is the base. Now let's go all the way up here to the Stelvio Sport, $46,000. So this thing comes out to about $50,000. So let's just see what the options are. Okay, we'll leave the regular paint color. You can get a brighter $2,200 red, but I don't know how many people would really want to put the premium paint on, because it would be more if you ever had to paint it, like your insurance would be more. Aluminum wheels. I drove it with these wheels right here, so I'll add those in, because those were nice. Those are really nice wheels actually for this car. They're very, very stylish wheels for this car. And you got the all-season tires, so you accept the change. And let's see if there's anything else here. And it says, what do you want in your interior? So your interior, sport leather. Let's say I get the red leather. Hey, match the red. Okay. And Bluetooth radio with nav is a $1,000 option. The one thing I am disappointed about is that this is not a touchscreen. You can only use this little jog dial right here. You can't touch the screen. With FCA building probably the best touchscreen navigation radio in the entire history of radios with Uconnect Touch 8.4, I'm actually surprised that this isn't a touchscreen. I think it should be. Harman Kardon audio, absolutely. Dual pane sunroof, absolutely. I refuse to buy a car at this point without a sunroof and a radio, unless it's absolutely not an option. Cargo net, well, yeah, definitely. I don't want shit flying out the back of the car when I, take off. So, Okay, accept changes. You get the adjustable rail system too. Forward collision warning. Now let's see what the details of that are. I know it's probably basically adaptive cruise control, but my question is, does it automatically stop and resume like my Jeep SRT does? But anyway, I'm just going to put it in, just add it there, so it's checked. Okay, let's see the packages. Driver assistant, well, I definitely like that because, people sneak up on your side. Driver assistant dynamic plus. I'm guessing this is what I'm talking about. Adaptive cruise control with stop and go. So that's $1,500, and it automatically deals with your high beams so that you don't flash these drunks who drive around at night and then they get scared and they run right into you, and then you get into one of those offset front-end collisions like they test with the crash test dummies. Don't have time for that. And right there, powertrain. Okay, we're keeping all this stuff standard. And, yellow calipers. I was pissed off about Jeep putting yellow calipers on the Trackhawk. They should have been red. On one of these Italian cars or a Ferrari or something, a red car with yellow calipers, yeah, that's cool then. But this comes with two options, black or yellow. Now, Ferrari typically has a red car with yellow calipers, so okay, I can see it. Black is a good option, but here's my question. Why can't you get a red option? Because now if you have FCA's Jeep Hellcats and all that stuff, Trackhawks, if you have them moving to yellow, then now every other car is going to want to move to yellow. And now you're going to have a bunch of slow-ass cars on the road that have yellow calipers, and they're going to try to show them off. And they're going to pull up next to you in traffic like, yeah, hey, buddy, look at my calipers. Them shits is yellow. And you'll be like, yeah, well, look at my engine. I got a fucking 707 horsepower engine, and you don't. So why do you have yellow calipers? It's just ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, let's add that in. It's just, I don't know what it, I hate copycats. I really do. If you're not going to build something fabulous and original, don't bite. Just stop biting. Auto head, we got to wash the headlamps. I like that. That's a good feature. Engine block heater, yeah, why not? We're rich. Okay, view summary. So what does this thing come out to? $50,690. So that's not really that bad. When you really think about it, $50,000 lease, you're talking about, what, $500, $563 a month, maybe $570. It depends what your interest rate is. That's not a bad price at all. And this really does feel like a luxury product. I hope that Alfa Romeo would eventually make themselves an electric vehicle, but, all things come to those who wait, because Europe said that eventually they're going to make it so you're not even going to be able to buy gas in Europe. Like, all the cars are going to be electric vehicles, and they're going to legislate that, so it's going to happen. I know China's going to probably do the same thing. But so far, so good. So let's get on to the car.
No, in my room. Bye. Oh no, by law, technically, a salesperson has to be with the test drive at all times.
Oh, okay.
Only for insurance purposes.
Right. No, sometimes if they have people, because usually I come earlier. It's like today I had other things to do. Because we have a car show in Englishtown, New Jersey. And last night was the fight, so I was like dead tired this morning. Did you see it?
Yeah, don't remember.
What did you think? Oh, it was a horrible mismatch. How are you going to put an MMA guy? They don't have the endurance for that. The matches don't last that long.
I think the ref called it prematurely.
No, but see, that's what everybody's saying. The thing about it is they did the exact same thing when Tyson fought McNeely. They always do that because they know he's going to get knocked out. But the thing about it is people paid to watch a knockout. So the problem is if
Well, a lot of people were pissed that the fight didn't
end in a knockout. But you remember Manny versus Pacquiao? That was a joke.
Yeah.
That was an absolute joke. But I haven't liked boxing since Tyson's days. When I was a kid, it was like boxing was awesome. It's like now
boxing was real.
For lack
of
it's
a
real,
better term.
but all it is now is just money. It was like back then you saw fights.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's a joke.
Exactly. Oh, what was it? When they were interviewing McGregor before the fight, his exact words were, "I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put on a show."
Yeah.
It's because what it is. That's what it is now. It's not a fight. It's a show.
It's all it's become. It's like sad. It's like I paid to see. I mean, no, and I will say this: for most of the time, it was a decent fight. But my only problem was when it degenerated into, and he, some people complain, oh yeah, he kept hammer fisting him.
Well,
but that's
you also got to understand that's just his reflexes.
Exactly, and that's the reason why he shouldn't beat him. That's exactly the reason why he shouldn't beat him. Because the thing about it is he's not an endurance boxer.
Correct. But at the same time, he did his best.
Oh, well, no, he did a better job than I expected him to do, but I was expecting somebody to get knocked out by the fifth or the fourth.
I was hoping by the fourth, yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to go that long. And I had a nice party and everything at the veterans, at one of our veterans lodges.
Okay.
And we had a nice, decent turnout and everything. But, a lot of people, they were glad mostly that Mayweather won. My only thing was, it was like, watching that fight reminded me exactly why I stopped watching boxing for the most part. Because when Mike Tyson, like I insist, if Mike Tyson were to fight Muhammad Ali, he'd probably beat him. He'd probably beat him. I really believe that he would beat him. But I got people arguing me down. Oh yeah, well, oh, what about the rope-a-dope? I'm like, yo, listen, that only worked once. Look at the rest of his career, you know? Mike Tyson was a monster. There are 3 settings on the DNA switch. D is basically the equivalent of sport mode. You get faster shifts, you get faster throttle response. N is for regular driving, and A is for fuel-efficient driving. You better not make it small, because if they make it a smaller car, that's going to hurt their sales pretty bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's the only reason why anybody buys those cars anyways, because they're huge.
If they use the same platform as this, they're using the same platform as the Julia.
But they may lengthen it though.
The only difference between this and the Julia is the body.
Right.
It's the same chassis.
But they may lengthen it because they did that with the LX cars. They lengthened the platform when they got the Challenger and the LY. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because I heard the Chrysler 300 was supposed to be on the Pacifica platform, while the Charger and the Challenger was supposed to be sharing a platform with this. So we'll just see. It's not bad. It's pretty. And this one didn't have nav, I noticed. How much is an option as that? Like,
that you'd actually have to talk to an Alfa specialist.
Okay. All right. So you're just there for the used cars?
Yeah. Okay. I pick up a little bit here and there, because eventually I am going to have some of these on the used car lot. So why not learn it now? But they know more than I do.
And A. So that one is for what is it? Maximum efficiency.
Yeah, best fuel efficiency.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel it. It's a little more sluggish.
Yeah.
One past. Interior, the bottom of your car just gets destroyed. Yes, that's
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. A few years ago, I was actually there's this guy. He videoed himself, but he would go around New York City with little tiles and fill potholes. And every pothole he filled, with the tiles, he would number it. Yeah.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago, it had gotten to be such a big issue until people were they were suing the city.
Oh yeah.
And they were getting their rims covered because it was such a big issue, and I mean it was really bad. It was like they weren't even picking up the ice and everything on time. It was just ridiculous. It was absolutely it was ridiculous. And I never really bothered with that. Yeah, I'm almost done. It feels pretty good. The A mode I can see. I guess that's the city mode. And do you know off the top of your head how many miles per gallon it gets? Like V8s, V6s, and everything. Yeah, it's not bad. We're generating as much energy for the brand as possible. So, I don't know. Have you paid attention to the Trackhawk?
No.
Oh man. Yeah, we already posted some some launch control videos. There's a embargo on actually doing the reviews, so you're not allowed to share actual written reviews just yet. The embargo doesn't get lifted for like another week, but you'll see them come. You'll see them come out. No, but that's what the review companies at this point, that's what they do. It's like they'll let you test drive it and everything, but they don't let you publish anything. Tesla's good for that too, because if you remember when they first started, what they were doing was they wouldn't even let anybody who's an auto journalist, they wouldn't even let them borrow the cars, because at a certain there was one journalist who wrote a negative review, and that got them started doing that, like doing the embargoes and everything. And they wouldn't even, like, you could be the biggest journalist ever, they're not letting you test them unless it's like it's under a very controlled environment. Yeah, because there was one journalist, if you look into it, and he wrote about how he ran out of gas and blah blah blah. So Tesla went and they pulled all the records for the computer in the car, and it said, wait a minute, you were driving it this fast and you were driving it like this and like that, and it's your fault, basically. And then there was another guy who recently got into an accident with his while it was auto driving.
Oh.
And they pulled the records out of the car, and they made this guy basically confess to say that it was all his fault, you know? So it's like, the problem is I don't think he had it under full auto cruise. I think he was driving it, and then he tried to say that it was the cruise control that malfunctioned, you know? So, and, you know, it's like, the whole auto journalism, the whole thing, it's like, it's getting twisted now, you know? So, and then when they borrow the cars and they do the long-term reviews on them, about like how much it costs and everything, like certain cars cost more to maintain and all that. Like they'll like Car and Driver, they'll hold the car for what, 10,000, 20,000 miles. So the thing about it is, sometimes they say, oh yeah, well it cost us this much, this much, and this much. And then every now and then, some of the car companies they'll be like, oh wait a minute, you didn't have to do it that way. You should have, you know, it's you know, but. Thus far, the product, I mean, Alfa and Maserati got a great product to turn them out. Yeah, I'll look at the back seat space and all that right after when we get back.
Tesla. You know they have not been out of the wreck since they started selling cars?
No, it's not profitable. First of all, the cars are $70,000 plus. What's funny to me is nobody ever compared the Model S directly to the Audi A7. Yes. Because when you look at it, the Audi A7, the S7, and the RS7, it's essentially, which way do I go? Yeah, keep in mind there's no map. There's no, this one didn't have the nav map. But no, when you really compare it, the Audi and the Tesla are damn near the same car. It's just that one's electric, one's gas, right? Yeah. But when you look at pricing, you can't afford a Tesla unless you would have normally been a buyer of a German luxury car. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, that's the car they should have been comparing it to. And when they compare it to that car, the issue now becomes, okay, it's inconvenient if you've got to charge it. And
left at the light, sorry.
Left at the light. Okay. Yeah, it's inconvenient to have to charge that thing and wait an hour. So
sometimes
it's a cool car. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's fast as hell. If you ever drove the ludicrous mode, the thing is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But the only downside is now you're losing a large amount of battery power, and then on top of that, it's like, you know, you got to wait an hour to charge the car. It's like if you take this car, it's 3 minutes, you fill it up with gas. But that's just what it is. You know. So
we had one a P9
0DL.
No, S.
Oh, this says do not. Oh, okay, we're okay.
No, we're good here.
Okay.
It's only first thing in the morning and during school.
Oh, okay.
But yep, all right. We plugged it in using the 110 adapter.
And it probably took about
48 hours.
48 hours. Wow. And that's to recharge 300. Yeah, that's
from dead nothing. 48 hours.
You have to have the high amp charger. Keep going this way.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to have the high amp charger. You can't do it without the high amp charger.
Oh, we got lucky. We do have a 220 outlet.
Continue going for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a 220 outlet at the showroom.
What is this?
But it's not idiot.
Yeah, there's always one. Should hit him. No, I can't hit him. And then to the right?
Nope, straight on. Okay. There's a nice S-curve coming up for you.
S-curve, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I'll do that. Nice area. Yeah, the ride's smooth and the steering is real sharp. It's really, really sharp. And that's Post.
That's Jericho.
Oh, that's Jericho, and then I make a right?
Make a right, and the dealership right there.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, I'm talking about the solar panels on the roof.
Oh, please. I got those people still calling me up.
Oh, we had one show up at the house, and when folks were going through the home motions with them, and weren't asking hardly any questions. I asked every question right. The guy packed up his stuff and left.
My problem with it is they can't store electricity because they don't have the battery. Like if they had the Tesla Powerwall, okay, cool. But unless you got that Tesla Powerwall, you know, you can't really store your energy. It's only DC. Okay. They look like, I wonder what they...
Right here is fine.
Okay. They look like they're getting ready to drive some. Okay, let me just look in that back hatch. How do I open the back? Is there a button here?
No.
There's no button right here to open the back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there is one on the remote, but it doesn't work while the car's running.
Okay. Do these things offer, they have a remote start? Or is that the European law? Okay.
No, they don't start.
Okay, so we got fold down flats. To fold this, oh, wait, there it is. Okay, yeah, I see it. All right. Okay. Cool, okay.
And then the trunk.
Q4, okay.
We also got seat releases here on the sides.
12 volt DC. This one's a seat release. Oh, this is a third row?
No.
Oh, it's not a third row. Oh, okay.
Nope, this is the seat release for those.
To make it just fall forward.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
And yeah, this pops out.
This come with a spare tire?
No.
No spare tire. Is that an option?
Yes.
I guess it comes with what, run flats?
No.
Batteries in the front?
Actually, I never looked for the battery in the front. It's probably...
It looks like a distributor.
somewhere back. Yeah, I never looked for the battery in this car.
I'm guessing it probably is in the front, yeah. Let's see. You know what? It is not. So it must be in the back.
Or under a seat.
Under the seat? Really?
No, you know, with the way cars have gone over the years, nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah. Looks good. Just want something different because they just tired of Mercedes and they tired of BMW, and that's the important thing, that is different and that is good, you know.
And I can't speak for all the dealers because I don't know what they do, but ours, if you want to add it to your notes, our Alphas all come with wheel locks.
They all come with wheel locks. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if you saw the news.
Does this thing run on regular or is it premium? You have to use premium.
You're gonna get. You can use.
Regular, but you
89
get
or 90,
less.
whatever that next one down is.
Uh-huh.
But it's not going to run as efficiently.
You have to use 91, 93.
But yeah, we include wheel locks on all the cars.
So basically, that is the video portion of my review of the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. I'm really impressed with what Alfa Romeo is doing. And if you yourself plan on purchasing an Alfa Romeo, especially after seeing this video, feel free to contact Alfa Romeo Westbury if you're in the New York City area and there's no Alfa Romeo near you, and ask them for Mike, and he will be glad to help assist you purchasing your brand new Giulia Quadrifoglio, or your brand new Stelvio or Stelvio Quadrifoglio. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and eventually I'll do the Quadrifoglio versions. Later. Watch the road, watch the road. You got Durango over there. It's an it. Shit. Oh, what the fuck are y'all doing?